Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us this Wednesday. I'm Janelle Slade. Russ is off tonight. Well, as the future of the Colstrip Power Plant is debated on the ground, in the media, and in state legislatures across the Northwest region, a new report adds another level of discussion. A year-long study from the Northern Plains Resource Council shows cleaning up contaminated ponds at the Colstrip Power Complex has the potential to create hundreds of high-paying jobs for decades to come. Well, that report just out this morning, already generating instant reaction from Colstrip to the state capitol. We begin tonight's coverage with Q2's Jay Cohn with more on the report and its findings.
As Montana lawmakers debate the future of the Colstrip power plants and what role the state should play in that future, a new study indicates cleaning up the huge coal ash ponds behind the plants could provide the necessary jobs and economic vitality needed for Colstrip's long-term survival. That study, entitled Doing It Right 2, outlines how storing coal ash in a dry location high above the aquifer is the best outcome for both the community and the environment.
We are very excited about this study because it does show that coal ash cleanup is a huge job creator, and it is also a way to permanently remediate groundwater pollution for the use of agriculture and the greater Colstrip community.
Becky Mitchell chairs the Northern Plains Resource Council, a grassroots conservation and family agriculture group. The new study, she says, offers Colstrip a bridge to the future, tapping into its skilled workforce to clean up the contamination that has ruined the town's groundwater.
The ponds are leaking. The coal ash is highly toxic, and they're in contact with the groundwater. The groundwater seeps up into the ponds, mixes with the coal ash, and then seeps back out into the groundwater. And so the groundwater is a continuous source of pollution.
Cleaning up the coal ash is a huge task. The ponds cover more than 800 surface acres. The contaminated water is hazardous to humans, wildlife, and livestock due to its dangerously high levels of selenium, manganese, cobalt, molybdenum, and radium. Talon Energy, the owner-operator of the Colstrip plants, has submitted a cap-in-place plan for the ponds, but Northern Plains says that won't stop the pollution.
As long as that pond is in contact with groundwater, it's not going to stop the pollution.
As you'd expect, the price tag for such a cleanup is huge. Total cost of high and dry estimated at $925 million over the next 40 years. By comparison, Talon's cap-in-place proposal, $409 million through the same time frame. And as for jobs, the extensive cleanup offers direct jobs on an equally massive scale. Talon's proposal would amount to 91.6 yearly jobs between now and 2029. The high and dry plan, 218.2 jobs during that same time. Northern Plains points out the high and dry plan is a permanent fix to Colstrip's groundwater pollution, while Talon's proposed cap-in-place plan would allow for the pollution to reemerge down the road. And as for who pays, that is the responsibility of the plant's owners. In Billings, I'm Jay Cohn reporting for MTN News.
And important to note, the current bill in the legislature that would allow Northwestern to purchase additional megawatts of Colstrip Unit 4 prohibits any cleanup costs from shifting to Northwestern Energy customers. Well, the Montana Department of Environmental Quality is the agency that will ultimately decide what is involved in the cleanup for Talon Energy. Q2's David J. joins us now with today's reaction from the DEQ. David.
Well, Janelle, the DEQ is considering the report as it would other comments from the public. Spokesperson says the agency has been considering some of those, studying some of Northern Plains concerns in the evaluation process. DEQ has already requested that Talon evaluate excavation of the ash in the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 pond areas. DEQ is still evaluating the different alternatives to determine what would be most effective and will take into account the information provided in the Northern Plains report. DEQ is working with Talon in a remedy that addresses the contamination. The report is expected to be out and ready for public comment at the end of the summer. Janelle?
All right, thanks so much, David. A former Yellowstone County attorney says she was discriminated against because she's transgender. Eleanor Maloney says she was denied gender-affirming health care under the county's insurance plan. The Montana Human Rights Bureau says Yellowstone County violated the insurance provision of the Montana Human Rights Act, which says an insurance product cannot discriminate on the basis of sex. Now, the Bureau says the county denied medical procedures related to changing from one sex to another, as well as therapeutic counseling for gender dysphoria. Now, Maloney resigned from her position in June 2018. The county has 30 days to work with Maloney, or the complaint will go to a formal hearing. Now, the county tonight denies any discrimination and states in a court filing that there is no protection for transgender individuals under state and federal law. Vice President Joe Biden is speaking out for the first time about allegations of inappropriate touching. CBS News correspondent Natalie Brand reports from Capitol Hill on how the controversy is generating discussions about the entire Me Too movement.
Former Vice President Joe Biden posted a video on Twitter Wednesday after 4 women came forward to say he touched them in a way that made them feel uncomfortable.
Social norms have begun to change, they've shifted, and the boundaries of protecting personal space have been reset, and I get it.
Biden says his political style has always been to share a human connection.
That won't change, but I will be more mindful and respectful of people's personal space.
President Trump poked fun at the situation at a fundraiser in Washington Tuesday night, but said this at the White House on Wednesday.
I wish him luck. I do wish him luck.
Politicians from both sides of the aisle are also weighing in on Biden's actions and how they've been interpreted.
It isn't what you intended, it's how it was received.
This is no country for creepy old men. And it needs to stop.
The New York Times reporter who broke the sexual abuse allegations against movie producer Harvey Weinstein says distinctions need to be drawn between his alleged behavior and Biden's.
A lot of these moments occurred in public, they occurred at events, they occurred in front of other people. It's a totally different scenario than somebody like Harvey Weinstein, who is accused of drawing women into secluded places so that he could take advantage of them.
Biden says he has worked his whole career to empower women and says going forward he'll adjust his actions. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
And Biden's team has released quotes from female friends and former colleagues who say he never crossed the line. Well, the warm weather now creating some challenges for crews plowing roads in Glacier National Park. It usually takes crews 3 months to plow the Going to the Sun road so it can open for the summer. Well, this year, avalanche danger could slow that process. After plowing, pavement preservation will follow, but each year crews have to pay close attention to conditions.
If it's a really warm day, they've got to come down because there is too high of an avalanche danger for them to work. On the other hand, we could get a blizzard, and that would also dump a lot of snow up there. They'd have to go back and redo some work.
And the park says Going to the Sun Road will not open before June 21st, which is on par with last season when it opened on June 23rd. Well, turning to weather, Bob, even though the road plowing in Glacier is a sure sign of spring, that doesn't mean snow and other signs of cold weather are completely gone.
Yeah, in spring we usually get a multitude of different types of precipitation, so I'm going to tell you how they form. Let's start off with rain. That's what happens when you have warm temperatures from the ground all the way up to the cloud level. You get rain developing, and it stays as rain all the way down to the surface. But what happens if you put a little cool air down at the surface and you still keep some fairly warm air all the way up to the cloud top? You get something we call freezing rain, because the rain falls all the way down, but just before it hits the ground, it gets in that very cold layer of air and turns to freezing and icy conditions on the roadways. Now, what happens if you have a little bit of cold air all the way up to just below the cloud level? Well, you get frozen cloud particles. That's what we call sleet that falls all the way to the ground. And then if you get the cold air all the way into the clouds where the snowflakes are formed, you actually get snowflakes, and it just falls all the way down. You get little ice crystals up there in the clouds, and that's what we see. That's your 4 different types of rain, and that's what causes freezing rain this time of year, you know?
Spring in Montana. Thanks, Bob. Well, tigers and elephants, and don't forget acrobats and clowns. The annual Shrine Circus makes its Billings debut today. The circus hosted a special first showing this afternoon for kids in special needs programs within School District 2 and those living in assisted care facilities across Billings. Now, the circus always brings a crowd in Billings with 10 shows between the official kickoff at 7 o'clock tonight and Sunday when the group packs up to leave town. Of course, the circus usually draws some opposition as well. Some animal rights activists plan to protest this weekend. Well, here at Q2, we are thrilled to let you know that there are now fewer than 900 Billings St. Jude Dream Home tickets left. So if you've been thinking about it, now is the time. Now, so far, the community has purchased 5,617 tickets to win this $500,000 classic design home in Ironwood subdivision. And an extra bonus, if you buy that ticket before Friday at midnight, you are also entered for a chance to win a $10,000 Visa gift card to spend however you choose. Now, to purchase a ticket, go to thedreamhome.org or call 1-800-592-1621. And you are also entered to win that $10,000 prize if you make it by midnight on Friday. And tomorrow night here on Q2, we're going to also take you back to St. Jude to meet an amazing little girl who is fighting cancer like a fierce princess. Well, up next on tonight's 10 o'clock news, Montana agriculturists now concerned about what a potential border closure with Mexico could do. Plus, freeze-out lake near Choteau is literally freezing out, a tradition of thousands of migrating birds. And in sports, Scott delivers a second half of our Athlete of the Week story, a mystery injury solved.
You're watching MTN News with Janelle Slade and Russ Riesinger, Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire, and sports with Scott Breen. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.